Good morning and welcome to Saturday the 15th of April, day 15 of April vlogs. I find myself completely on my own for the next several hours in the house on a Saturday. This was not something I knew was going to happen and is rather nice because it's giving me the space to do some things that I really need to do. So in a week's time, just over a week's time, on the 24th, the first part of our kitchen renovation begins. And before that happens, this has got to come down off the wall behind me. It also needs to go on eBay. There's a load of books and stuff here on this shelving unit. That all needs to be tidied away. The shelving unit needs to be dismantled. Radiator needs to come off the wall. Pictures need to come down. Everything needs to be packed away, and we need to remove the wallpaper. And the clutter that is around me on a daily basis at the moment is absolutely getting into my head and destroying my inner peace. So I'm going to make a start on this today by clearing up a load of the stuff that needs clearing up, and at the same time trying to organise some of the clutter. The reason why we've got so much clutter is we are in the middle of a huge kind of getting rid of stuff declutter, and we're going to do a boot sale. I'm hopefully, if I can get myself out of bed, going to go and investigate a local boot sale tomorrow morning, see how it all works, and then I might be able to then do the boot sale next weekend. So let's see if I can actually get myself out of bed in time, because boot sales start early. I'm talking I need to be there for 7 AM on a Sunday, so I'm not the best at getting up in the morning. So I'm going to put on my earphones, and then I'm going to find my phone, because I've no idea where it is, and listen to my audio. But actually no, I'm not. I'm gonna watch some podcasts and vlogs on YouTube, because I haven't been able to do that for about a week. So I'm gonna do that whilst I'm decluttering. That's what I'm gonna do. One of the other things that won't be here in the new kitchen is the desk. And I love this desk, so I'm quite sad about that. We don't have an office space at the moment. We haven't let go of the idea of an office space in the garden. So we'll probably dismantle this and hold on to it a bit in the loft until we make that decision, because I really do like this desk. But before I pack it all away, I wanted to show you this that's been living on the desk. I'm going to show you the card on the back. Ooh. Oh dear, don't worry, that's just the keyboard. Okay, so here's Cloud, Hey Hey and Peggy Sue. We'll talk about how brilliant it is in a minute. And here is her details. It's Virgin. She is a mosaic artist. She has a podcast. Is it on there? Yes, YouTube podcast, Yarn and Glass. Can you see? Hopefully if you pause it, you can see all of her details there. So this arrived all the way from the United States. Couldn't believe it. And when it arrived, there was only one tiny little glass shard out of place, which I just super glued back in. But she did this mosaic based on a still from one of my videos, and it could not be more our chickens. It's just like even just looking at them without knowing the video it came from, I know that this is Cloud, this is Hey Hey, and this of course is Peggy Sue. It's just such an animated, clever piece of art. And I absolutely love it. So it's been living here because we don't know where to put it at the moment. So it's going to probably have a place in the new kitchen. I may paint the frame. It's a wooden frame, so it has that flexibility to be painted just to fit in with whatever decor we go for. But isn't that incredible? So I'm going to pack this away very, very carefully until we've got a permanent home for it. And I will love looking at this every day. I love mosaics. I've dabbled in mosaic a lot over the years. I've got all of my mosaic stuff in a big box in my mum's garage. One day I'll get back into it. It's an art form I very much love. But I am in no way anywhere near this standard. Amazing. Thank you, Virgin. This has historically been the arts and crafts drawer, but our girls do their own thing now. They don't really need an arts and crafts drawer. So now I need to decide what to do, what the best thing to do is with everything. Now you might think that this is simple, but really it's not. I have got the watercolour paints is fine. One of them's completely kind of done. I might keep this little palette because it's quite cute to have to hand. Lots of, it's in layers, so you've got lots of different shades. That's quite nice. But I've got a big bag here of glitter. And this is glitter that we have had since we've been parents, since they were old enough to do things. So some of it is eco-friendly, most of it is not because it was bought before that was a thing. So it's about how to dispose of it. It's extremely harmful to marine life as far as I'm aware. So it might be that as long as this ends up at the dump where it will get incinerated, that might be better. I don't know. Then I have a much larger than I realised supply of origami paper. Now I love to make origami stars and I've messed about with other origami bits and I use the papers for other things as well. I got two, you can see how much I've used here from the spine. I use it a lot and I've got a Christmassy one that I use a lot too, so I'm definitely keeping those. And I've got some that was bought for me from Tiger, all different colours with the hearts. I like this as well, so I'm going to keep those. And then I've got a load more that I think was passed on to me as well, that I obviously haven't used, including a little, oh yes, look, it's a little note. Little 5-minute origami book. I did find a little origami owl as well. I don't know where I've put it now, but I obviously had some success with that. So what I need to do is sort all of these out and get rid of the stuff that's got a bit crushed, like that one. And put all the ones that are still good in a nice pile. So I've got my origami stuff all together. This was a Secret Santa set a few years ago, so there's this. And I think this was a gift as well. Look, I haven't even opened it and it's beautiful. Definitely keeping this one. Well, let's face it, I'm probably keeping all the origami paper, but I'm going to get it a bit more organised and neat and tidy. You can hear the dishwasher on in the background now. Oh, the light's shining on that, but I'm watching the latest Victoria Knits roundup. Oh, really enjoying it. Just love listening to people talking about books at the moment. This is a tough one. This is sequins and little pins that were the sequin art. They're not the kind of pins you can use for sewing. Too small to show. And it's how to get rid of these type of things. Again, I can offer the sequins to someone who might make use of them. And then in here we've just got some clay ornaments that the girls and I have been making, so I'm just going to go through those and see what we're going to keep. Found a little slightly damaged book of watercolour paper, so I would definitely put that in my own personal little art and painting box to use. And the stencils here will go to the boot sale. You would have seen me disassembling a, what do you call it, beanbag. So I made this beanbag for, this is an awkward angle, isn't it? Oh, there you go. So I made this beanbag for Lilia many years ago now, and she doesn't use it anymore. She's changing her room round and she wants to make room for other things. So I took it apart, I put all the polystyrene balls in some bags ready to reuse, and I took the fabric, gave them a good soak, washed them in the machine. They've come out brilliantly. Just need a bit of an iron. And then Dan was going to actually throw these jeans away because they've got holes and at the bottom as well. So they can't really go to the charity shop, they can't really be reused. So he gave them to me so I can chop them up and use the fabric as well. On the 1st of May on my other channel I've got a make-along happening. It's called the Dodgy Bag Make-Along, where we all get together to sew bags and we don't worry about perfection. If you're interested in that, head over to my podcast this Sunday. I'll talk about that a bit more then. and I'm going to combine these to make some project bags and other types of bags as well. So I will cut up these jeans and cut up this fabric, and I will combine them to make some nice bags. So I might do that as part of a tutorial later in the month for my other channel, so keep an eye out. So this is perhaps the job that I've been putting off the longest. This is our old computer. Hang on, let me turn the camera around. Yeah, and it's really slow now. It's almost impossible to do anything on it. It's just really got run down. Sorry about the sound of the dishwasher gurgling away in the background, by the way. And we all use laptops now. I've got my MacBook, Lilia's got Dan's old laptop, and Dan's got a work laptop, and Phoebe has a specific school laptop which is all linked up. They are a Google school, so they use Google Classroom for everything, and they have specific laptops which we loan from the school. And when she's older and goes into sixth form or onto college or university, we'll buy her own laptop then, but we don't have to worry about that for quite a few years yet. So nobody uses the at-home computer, which we would originally had for the kids to do homework and play games and so on. But things have changed massively in 8.5 years, both in terms of how we work from home, how we work, how schoolwork is done, and the pandemic had a huge influence on that. So this is now a very redundant corner of the house, the desk and piece of equipment as well. So there's a lot of files on there, however, and I'm going to have to spend some time deleting files, making sure I get files off of there, particularly photos that are important, and it's going to take me a long time because it's so slow. So I am now going to I'm going to set a timer and do that for the next hour. Then I'm going to have a bit of a tidy round and then try to work out what we're all going to have for dinner later before I am called on to go and start picking people up from places. This might be a job for Billie Holiday, I think. I think it's going to have to be Billie Holiday in the background. I'm going in. Okay, so my tripod just broke completely. I was just adjusting it, I was just tilting it, and it just completely snapped. So that's great. I shall have to get out the big one, the proper one. This is just my cheap and cheerful one. This is the super duper one. I talked about this quite a few videos back last year. It was sent to me for review. I do love it. It's not quite as practical for filming making pizza and stuff, but thank goodness I've got it. Okay, it's been half an hour and I have managed to delete 3 things and move 1 file. It's really bad. So I am not going to be able to move all the files that I need to move from this PC at this speed. So I think what I'm going to do is take the hard drive out. I have an adapter for hard drives so that you can then use it. You put the hard drive into it and then you can attach it to another computer by USB. So I'm going to give that a go to see if I can move the files onto external hard drive at all because I can't do it on here at all. Very frustrating. But I think I'm going to shut this down therefore and go and pick up some bits for our dinner later. It's another slow cooker, air fryer dinner. I'm going to do burgers basically, but homemade burgers. So it's the cheeseburger with crispy onions, this one. And you do the crispy onions and the burgers from scratch in the air fryer. So I'm going to go out and get the ingredients for that. And Dan and I probably have some roast vegetables, and the girls will either have salad or beans. So I better get that as well. Okay. Am I the only one who decides on a random Saturday afternoon that they're just going to dismantle an entire PC with no idea what they're doing? Just me? Okay, so I've taken it apart. I mean, it took a bit of brute force. There was no obvious way to kind of get it apart, but it's apart. And so this is the disk drive. This is a technical looking board. This is the fan. This is just a bit of plastic. This is a casing, and I think this is what I'm looking for, the hard drive. But it looks a bit different to laptop hard drives in that it's got an attached thing here. So I now need to work out how to get what's saved on here on something else. I'm going to have to hit Google, I think, and also hope that I haven't just lost a ton of information. Oh dear, maybe I should have left this to the experts. See, this is the problem with this tripod, is it doesn't quite sit low enough if I put it on its lowest setting on the table to sit down and talk to you. But it doesn't quite sit high enough on just its first setting for me to sit down and talk to you here. But it is a better tripod, but it's not as kind of vlogging. It doesn't, what am I trying to say? It doesn't have an ease of vlogging about it. That's a sentence that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm just going to sit down now. Everyone's still out. It is 3:30, so before I start getting phone calls to pick people up, I think Phoebe will be the first, and then Lilia, who will want a lift home from the station. She's been to Rochester with friends today. I'm hoping she'll bring me back some toffee crumble from the old-fashioned sweet shop. So I'm going to have half an hour. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have a cup of lapsang souchong. I'm going to have some of my fizzy vitamin C with zinc. And I'm going to I've got to sort some stock out, as in I've got to take them out of their packages and put them into my box so that it's easy to get them out when it's time to. So I'm going to do that and watch a little bit more YouTube whilst I do that and have my cup of tea. Then I'm going to go and pack away the Easter decorations, I think. I'm not going to put them in the loft, I'll get down to do that tomorrow. But I've done loads today in getting the kitchen sort of on its way to being ready, and actually doing what I've done today makes me realise how much there is to do, because the stuff I've done was just a few shelves. Oh, it's just started to pour with rain. And we've got a whole understairs cupboard, like it's huge, to deal with as well, because the whole thing needs to be empty, and that's not even empty in the actual kitchen. So there's a lot still to do, but I've made a really, really good start on it, and it feels really good. And Dan did all the ironing this morning after I was complaining about him yesterday. He did all of the ironing this morning, so that's done as well. And I've run the hoover round. So apart from the dismantled computer on the floor, it all feels quite nice and tidy. Ladies, hello. Are you enjoying your dust baths? Are you? Okay. There you go. Hey, hey. What's that? That was a nice night. Do you want some? You want me to feed it to you, do you? Silly chickens. See it? It's green beans. Yeah. What else? What else? You're a funny one, aren't you? Come say hello. Bok, bok, bok. You're molting, Cloud, aren't you? Molting. You're messy. It's 4:45. The chickens are happy because they've got their vegetables. Phoebe's just called. She's going to go with her friends to our Bluewater, our big local shopping centre. One of the other parents is going to take him for a couple of hours, which is a bit annoying because it means dinner's going to be pushed back, but it's kind of their last big thing together for the Easter holidays, so that's good. And Dan's going to help run them there. Lily has just called to say they're on their way back from Rochester, so I'm going to go and pick her up. I'm hoping she remembered my request to get me some toffee crumble. We will see. I'm going to quickly open my little birthday countdown parcel for today. Hang on, let me get it. In my lovely Eltonwood craft bag. Pick this one. Hedgerow yarns again. Oh, it's going to be pretty. Oh, wow. Oh, I love that. That is so pretty. Thank you, Dominique. Oh, go and put that with the other ones. Right, I'm going to get my boots on. I'm going to say goodbye now. I will give you a little look as we're sort of playing out of how the burgers turn out. I haven't done anything towards it yet. I've got other than go out and buy the ingredients. So I will let you know how that goes. And I will see you tomorrow for Sunday, the best day of the week.
It says Paul Smith on it, but I have no idea who Paul Smith is.
It's a designer brand, that.
Is it? I got it for £4.50.
Wow.
Where?
In a charity shop. And I was like, I like it. So I bought it.